Looking at a live shot outside Windsor Castle, where Prince William, Princess Kate, Prince Harry, and Duchess Meghan are all outside observing the various tributes there. You see that pile of flowers, tributes to the loss of Queen Elizabeth, and perhaps gifts as well to the new king. I want to bring in Emily Andrews, our royal contributor, to talk a little bit, Emily, about the significance of this moment, to see the four of them outside Windsor Castle just taking in these tributes to their late grandmother.
This is huge. Nothing happens by accident when it comes to the royal family, and Meghan has been invited to do this walkabout with the new Prince and Princess of Wales to look at the flowers outside Windsor Castle. It's a designated area where well-wishers have been coming in their hundreds of thousands to bring flowers. We're seeing them look at the messages, the flowers, the balloons. I anticipate that they will, in a couple of minutes, after they've had a look at everything, turn around and then go and meet well-wishers who we can't see there. They're on the other side of the other side of the long walk, and they will go and greet the well-wishers who have come to pay tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth and also to show their support for the new King Charles III. But this is the first time we have seen the four of them. We labelled them the Fab Four in the UK when Meghan and Harry got engaged. Obviously, there's been a lot of water under the bridge since that happened in 2018. And it's great to see the four of them together. Great to see Meghan there. Great to see Harry there. This is such an important picture. I think everybody hopes that the death of Queen Elizabeth will perhaps, and the family all coming together, will hopefully be able to start to repair some of the damage and division that has happened, and the friction and the fissures that have happened in the royal family between the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, and the rest of the senior royals.
Now, we did hear the king last night in his first address to the nation. He referenced Harry and Meghan, wishing them well, expressing his love for them, wishing them well as they start their new life overseas, he said. Was that the beginning of what may be a repair in that division that you're describing?
Absolutely. I read it as an olive branch to Harry and Meghan. He'd already mentioned Camilla, his new Queen Consort, his wife. He then mentioned William and Catherine, interestingly by name. He said William and Catherine and then said, I'm making William the new Prince of Wales and Catherine will be the new Princess of Wales. And it was important that he mentioned William and Catherine by name because then he then went on to mention Harry and Meghan by name. So there's equity between those two couples. We know that lack of status or perceived lack of status has been an issue with the Sussexes. And so that was a real olive branch where he said, you know, my love for Harry and Meghan, and I appreciate the new life they're making now abroad. That was a big moment, and I think here again, this will have been King Charles said, I would like my two sons and their wives to represent me outside Windsor Castle, the home that Queen Elizabeth loved above all homes. I would like to go, like my two sons and their wives, to go and look at all the flowers, and hopefully, we'll see, hopefully to go and greet the crowds.
I mean, and you can see the massive crowd assembled there. You mentioned those people are there to show their support for the royal family in this time of grief, to show that they are also grieving with the family. But how much of this is a show from the royal family to say, we also are here for you, the people?
Absolutely. I think the entirety of this week and then next week going into the funeral, which has been confirmed on Monday, it is a balancing act of the royals. Here we are, we're seeing them. Yes, they are going over. Yes, we're seeing them going over to talk to the crowds, thousands of people who are waiting. William and Kate taking one side, Harry and Meghan taking the other side, which is a classic royal engagement kind of, you know, divide and conquer. I think it's really important, these two tenets, these two narratives. We're mourning Queen Elizabeth, but we're also celebrating the reign of King Charles. We are celebrating the achievements of Queen Elizabeth, but also looking forward to the reign of King Charles and what that will bring. And so I think it's very important that for the people of the UK, the members of the royal family do go out and speak to them, reassure them, thank them for their tributes, thank them for their love and support of the late Queen Elizabeth, and also thank them for their love and support of the new king, because ultimately it's the monarchy, the personnel change. We've had one queen die, we've had a new king officially proclaimed today. The personnel change, but the institution has to continue. The continuity and the stability of the monarchy is the most important, and that's why we're seeing this personal appearance today of William, Harry, Kate and Meghan.
Still difficult to navigate that change, though, for a public, so many of whom have only known one monarch in their entire lives. So what is this period going to be like, and how much do you think we're going to see the so-called Fab Four, given Harry and Meghan now live overseas? Do you think we'll see more appearances like this in the future?
Well, Harry and Meghan have said that they're going to stay in the UK. They live on the Windsor estate, very close to William and Kate now, because William and Kate moved to the Windsor estate just outside Windsor Castle just 2 weeks ago. They're going to stay in Windsor until the funeral next Monday. So I hope we may see another repeat appearance by the four of them before Monday. After that, I don't think we will, frankly, see this kind of thing. You've got to remember that the Sussexes are no longer working royals. I mean, they're appearing in a personal capacity here. This is to thank people who've come to Windsor, which is their home too now, thank them for their love and support of the late Queen and the new King. When Harry and Meghan return to America, as I anticipate they will next week, because, of course, they must be really missing their children, Archie and Lilibet, who are back home in LA. Well, Montecito. I think that we won't see, again, a repetition of this because unless there is another personal moment. We'd see, this is a very personal moment. The William and Kate and Harry and Meghan are talking to the crowds in their personal capacity as their grandchildren.